else is like, okay, don't give it to anybody. But I'm assuming, you don't count. So I'll give it to you.
Or should I just give it to Annie? I know, because you're just going to say now we're going to have Annie come on. Should I just hand it to Annie? After I talk.
Whenever you say Annie's going to explain, I'll be ready.
Yeah. I'm going to give it to Annie.
Okay.
And then I'll introduce you.
He's coming, but it's slowly but surely.
I mean, it's not like, I don't want to rush it. Sometimes people just... Yes, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. And Arlette's going to start.
Yeah, whenever we give her.
It's not there.
Do you want me to go give her a signal? I'll go find her.
My twins, they were very good at baseball too. Freshman in college now. I have pictures of them with your dad when you were like third grade.
Okay.
So they're watching this. Watching the service live from Oliva. They're on the road playing basketball a lot. So they're on the way here from college.
But we also need a live show with the bond. Or
It's the,
plays a video, is a sound already going to.
yeah, just let me
Okay.
know when you want to start.
Yeah, as soon as Arlette's here. I sent Amy to go find her.
Okay.
But,
She was just here.
oh, she's right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this to Jen because she needs to say something.
Okay.
She'll pass it to Annie. Okay. I'll get it back.
Okay, sounds good.
So the books just came in. We have the first box on the table. I haven't even opened them up to look at them yet, so I wanted to share them with my dad and Cheryl and my mom. So I gotta learn how to open up. Learn how to open up a box. Here we go.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut the books on accident. That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Like that. They look fancy.
Oh man, good looking.
What do we got here? Here it is. No Hay Problema. The amazing story of Tony Oliva. Let's see here, move that out of the way.
Oh man.
So what do you think of that? Wow, that turned out pretty good.
Oh man, look at that.
Oh my gosh! Wow!
Oh,
Oh, how beautiful!
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Oh man.
Yeah, and the pictures. Wow.
Yeah.
it's so
What do
beautiful.
you think? And look at us at the back. Look at
That's beautiful. Yeah.
You and
Man, look at that. Look, you look like a little bit.
yeah.
yeah, that was, I don't know, I was probably 12 years old.
Look, look.
But yeah, looks good.
Oh.
Yeah, these turned out great. All right, well, that's the book. It will be available.
Wow.
Our official on sale date is October 28th. So
All right.
they're here. They are at the warehouse ready to be shipped out.
This look like me over there in Cuba and they needed trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around the palm
Milking the
trees.
cows and the palm
Yeah.
trees. And
Yeah.
there's a picture of you and all your brothers and sisters in here.
Right, I know.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that. Oh man.
Everybody we talked to,
Yeah.
see,
They can't wait to laugh
I
about.
said, well,
Yep, this is good. All right.
wait long.
Well, we'll see you October 28th at the when they go on sale officially. All right.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness. Welcome. Thank you all for coming to the book launch of No High Problema, the amazing story of Tony Oliva. Woo! Oh, it's so wonderful to see all of you, and thank you for coming out and celebrating this beautiful book and the people whose stories inspired it. My name is Jane Menning, and I'm on staff here at Park Avenue Church. It's wonderful to see you all. I'll be guiding our time together today. I'm a little unnerved by Daryl filming me, but that's okay. Yeah, really, stand back. But I honestly, seeing the sea of, I see some jerseys out there and some hats. It reminds me of my favorite joke. All right, so listen up. Why is Target Field, where the Twins play, why is Target Field so cool? Why? Because it's filled with fans. Jennifer laughed twice at that one. That's good. So in a minute, we'll have some of our other pastoral staff come up and share a few details, and then followed by that, we'll have Rick come up and do an amazing reading of his book for all of you. Yay! Followed by interactive elements that you'll hear. And then we'll have a brief pause. One might even call it a stretch. Yes. And then we'll have Tony and Rick up here, and we'll do a little interview with them about the book and about their lives. So thank you all for coming today. I just want to give a special shout out to the Oliva family who all showed up today, all of your friends who are here to support you. I've met a few of them. We have a representative from the publisher, Wise Inc., Hannah over here. Welcome, Hannah. Yeah, so nice that she could be here today. And I know I've met several of you already who are just here because you love the Olivas and you love the Twins. So thanks for coming. Pastor Jennifer, would you come up next?
And if we could give Jane Menning a round of applause. She has just led this event and planning with so much joy and professionalism and ability to pivot often. So thank you, Jane. Well, as Jane mentioned, my name is Jennifer, and I have the joy of serving as one of the pastors here at Park Avenue United Methodist Church, a community where the Olivas have called home since the 1960s, I believe. And so today is truly a special day for us here at Park, and we get to celebrate the Olivas and especially Rick's beautiful book, No High Problema, that honors your dad. So thank you for choosing us to be the host place for this book launch. Tony, even with your Minnesota Twins legacy, even with your place in the Baseball Hall of Fame, I hope that you know that you're more than that to us. You, Gordette, your children, and your grandchildren, you are familia. You are family here, and we are just so glad to be your family.
You know, I don't like to speak. I get so nervous. But the president, when he told me he could write the book, later he told me that he go open here in the church. I said, you crazy? but what she said before about us, this is the way we're feeling. We come in here, it's like a family. For us, this is our family, you know. And it's a privilege for me to be here today. I don't have enough words to tell you how I'm feeling, because it's something different for me. And today all those people was here and take a picture with me, and when these little books, you guys go enjoy it, because 99% this thing here is truth. But not too many lies, you know. It's truth, it's good stuff. But I wish I was somebody who make a speech and make everything beautiful, but I don't have enough words to tell you thank you, because this is our home, and this is the way we're feeling. And you guys here are our family. I think I want you to remember that forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Yes, and for those of you who came, who aren't part of our park community, but you came because you are Tony Oliva fans and you are Minnesota Twins fans, welcome. As the pastor here, I am charged with imparting some important guidance today, specifically guidance regarding the restrooms. So let me guide you to our restrooms if you need to make use of them. If you go out in the sanctuary, hanging this way and go towards the parking lot entrances, right before you get to the parking lot, you'll take a left and you'll see the restrooms on your right. We also have a single-use, all-gender restroom, so if you keep going past the men's and women's restrooms, at the end of that hallway, you will find that restroom, and all three of those options also have changing tables. So, important information. Let's see. I think that's it. At this point, I'd like to invite Pastor Annie up, who would like to share a little bit about the craft that we had going on.
Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, for those of you I haven't had a chance to meet, I am also one of the pastors here, and I get the joy of working with the kids and the families, and kids at heart, I always say, adults who are kids at heart. I'm going to tell you, we worked on these very fun maracas that we made. They're all baseball themed. Kids and adults who made these, we are going to shake these during the story, but at a specific point. So here's how this is going to work. And adults, I'm going to encourage you to look around because you are really going to want to see some of this Twins art that is located, in baseball art, that is located on the cover of these cool maracas, okay? So here's how this is going to work. Kids, are you ready? You have your maracas ready? In this story, several times there's going to be the line, no hay problema, all right? Now, when you hear that line, I already hear somebody who knows what to do. When you hear that line, we're going to say back, no hay problema, and we're going to shake our maracas. So let's do a practice round. Do you have your maracas ready? All right, here we go. So Mr. Rick is going to say, no hay problema, and we're going to say, no hay problema. That was so good. I almost feel like we don't need to practice it again, but we're going to do it anyway. One more time. Here we go. No hay problema. No hay problema. I think we're ready.
Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you, Jennifer, too. Well, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Rick Oliva. As Rick makes his way up, I'm going to introduce him. Rick Oliva is the son of Minnesota Twins legend and National Baseball Hall of Famer Tony Oliva. Growing up, hearing the inspiring stories of his father's journey from the Cuban countryside to becoming a Major League Baseball player, he developed a profound appreciation for his father's resilience and positive attitude. Now a father himself, Rick is passionate about sharing messages of hope and encouragement with children worldwide. Would you join me in welcoming Rick Oliva?
All right, that works. Well, thank you for having us here. And I know they said that we chose Park Avenue, but you know what? Park Avenue chose us. As soon as I announced that the book was being launched or was being released, Jane reached out right away and said, the Park Avenue family, you are family here. We want to do something special for you. And when I walked in this morning, you know, it's funny because I'm such a baby up here. It's like I'm a grown man, but I cry at the drop of a hat. When we walked in this morning, we saw everyone with the twin shirts on. It was amazing. So I'm going to read the book. So happy to have you all here. And Hannah from Wising Publishing. Her name is in the book. It's at the end. I had made sure that Hannah was in there because she was, I'll say, she was like my babysitter because I didn't know how to write a book, right? And that really gets to the whole premise of the story that I'm about to read. I don't know how to write a book. I don't, like, what size should the pages be? I don't know. What, you know, should it be 9 1/4 by 9, like, I don't know. Should it be matte or glossy finish? I don't know. But I found somebody that would help me. So that's, you know, that's really the key, is I didn't let any of those things that I didn't know stop me. And that's the way that my dad's story is too. So without further ado, I believe they're going to start showing some pages up here as I read. So little Tony Oliva was born on July 20th, 1938. grew up on a farm in Crucero de Corralito, Cuba, helping his father, Pedro Sr., harvest the family's crops and milk their cows. In his free time, little Tony enjoyed fishing in a nearby river with his brothers, Pedro Jr., Reynaldo, Juan Carlos, and Orlando. Little Tony's family could not afford fishing poles, but that did not stop him and his brothers. No hay problema. Little Tony would say, we can put a string with a hook and cork on a stick and use that to catch fish. After spending the day fishing, little Tony and his brothers would gather coconuts from the trees that grew wild in the beautiful Cuban countryside and bring them home for their mother, Anna, to turn into candy. Later in the evening, the boys, along with their sisters, Gliceria, Celia, Irene, Adela, and Fela, would eat their coconut candy treats. Little Tony enjoyed working on the farm, playing by the river and climbing trees. But what he loved most of all was playing baseball on Sundays until it was too dark to see. Little Tony's family could not afford all the equipment he needed to play baseball, but that did not stop him. No hay problema. Little Tony would say, we can use a tree's root for first base, a rock for second base, and an old shoe for third base. Scraping the ground with his bare hands, little Tony would add, home plate is this patch of dirt, and I will cut off a branch from that mahogany tree to make a bat. For a ball, I will wind a string around a piece of cork until it is nice and big, and then I will cover it with tape. Like many of his friends, little Tony dreamed of playing baseball in Havana. When teams invited him to play with them, he told them he couldn't because he had to stay home and help his father take care of their farm. That did not stop him from dreaming. No hay problema. Little Tony would say, I will keep practicing and one day I will have my chance. As time went on, he kept playing, practicing, and training. One day, he wasn't so little anymore. In fact, he had grown so big, strong, and fast that he was one of the best baseball players the Cuban countryside had ever seen. Little Tony was now Big Tony. One day, a professional baseball player by the name of Roberto Tapanes, who had seen Big Tony play, asked if he would like to go to the United States and become a professional baseball player there also. Big Tony was not sure. He would have to leave his family, friends, and farm behind. He told Senor Tapanes to speak with his parents. If they said it was okay, he would go. Big Tony's parents knew this was the opportunity of a lifetime for their son. Big Tony signed a contract to play baseball. Let me start over. Big Tony signed a contract to play professional baseball for the Washington Senators that same day. They would pay him $250 per month. His friends thought he was rich. Big Tony was excited about playing baseball in the United States, but there was one problem. He did not own a baseball glove. No hay problema. His father said, I will trade one of my pigs and get you a glove. Could you imagine? I'm just going to go off script for a second. Could you imagine, because if you grew up on a farm, that pig was your income. That was your food for your family. And here's your son. He's going to be going off to another country to try to follow this dream that who knows what's going to happen. And you're going to trade away part of your livelihood for him to go. I mean, it's amazing. So anyways, I'm going to take a deep breath. On April 9th, 1961, Big Tony left Cuba and faced many challenges. He was nervous to fly on an airplane, had never been away from home, and did not speak English. His biggest challenge, though, was playing baseball at night. Big Tony was able to hit during night games, but he was not used to seeing fly balls with the stadium lights shining in his eyes. He was so bad at catching them that after only 3 days with the team, he was fired. Big Tony was sad and embarrassed. He would have to go home and tell his family and friends that he had failed. But he was not able to go home. The same week Big Tony arrived in the United States, there was a failed attempt to overthrow the Cuban government called the Bay of Pigs invasion, and all flights to Havana were canceled. Big Tony was stranded in the United States. He did not have a job, he did not have any money, and he did not know what to do. No hay problema. Big Tony's friend Rigoberto Mendoza told him, I was able to convince the team's general manager, Phil Hauser, to let you stay in practice. The team will pay your hotel room and will give you $2.50 a day for food. Big Tony was ecstatic. However, his hotel was 5 miles from the ballpark. He did not have a car, and if he paid for a taxi to take him to the stadium, he would not have enough money to eat. No hay problema, Big Tony said. I will walk to the ballpark every day to save money and keep my legs strong. Big Tony also did not speak English, which made it difficult for him to order food. No hay problema. Big Tony asked one of his friends to write fried chicken on one side of a piece of paper and ham and eggs on the other. Is that up there? No, this is a true story. Every day he would show the paper to the wait staff at the local diner and eat their fried chicken or ham and eggs for every meal. A story that's not in this book, when he thought he was starting to learn a little bit of English, he pointed at this thing because he was sure he wanted some chocolate. And that looked like chocolate in the picture. And he said, I want this, I want to eat this. And he said he got home because he wanted a little snack after the game, and he was so excited, and he took a bite, and he realized it was chewing tobacco. But, if this is in schools, we don't want to talk about tobacco and all that stuff. So, that story's not in the book. But One day, Big Tony asked his friend if he wanted to go fishing with him, just like Tony had with his brothers in Cuba. They decided to take a bus to a place where they could fish. When Big Tony sat down in the first open seat, his friend told him they had to sit in the back of the bus because they did not have the same skin color as the people in the front. Big Tony thought this was strange. He thought they all looked like regular people and were all going in the same direction. He made the best of it and sat in the back with his friend and the other dark-colored people. When they arrived at their fishing spot, Big Tony's friend said they had to go to the other side of the river to fish with the other dark-colored people. Big Tony thought this was also strange. They're all catching the same fish, so it should not matter where he and his friend stood. It did not stop Big Tony and his friend from having a fun time fishing. No hay problema. They said, we will do what we need to do now, and one day we will be free to sit and fish wherever we choose. When Big Tony and his friend returned from fishing, they headed straight to the ballpark. His friend asked why he did not want to take a break from fishing. Big Tony replied, the team told me I'm not good enough, but I have a dream to become a baseball player, and this might be my only chance. I must learn how to catch fly balls in the dark. Big Tony practiced, and practiced some more. Eventually, his hard work paid off. The Washington Senators had changed their name to the Minnesota Twins, and Big Tony signed a contract to be their right fielder. He chose to wear the number 6 in honor of one of his heroes, Al Kaline, another professional right fielder who played for the Detroit Tigers. As a Major League Baseball player, Big Tony was surprised that people still did not like him because of his skin color. He was not allowed in certain hotels or even at some gas stations. When he was on the field, people would sometimes yell boo, and other times they would call him names and tell him to go back to the jungle and play with the monkeys. They would even throw things at him. No hay problema, Tony. His manager, Sam Mealy, would say, do not listen to these people, and when they throw things, we'll move you to center field so you will not be bothered. Big Tony agreed. He continued being nice to people and kept working hard. He decided that if he did his best and was nice to everyone and they still didn't like him, then it was their problem, not his. Could you imagine that too? Like, for us young people? Like, that wasn't 400 years ago. Like, he's sitting right here. This was in our lifetime. Like, it's crazy to me that I never experienced it. I was born in 1975, right? And I lived in Minnesota where, like, for the most part, like, I never had a problem going to the bathroom at a gas station where they'd say, no, you have to go in the ditch. Like, but that was considered normal 60, 70 years ago. Like, that's just crazy. So yeah, when I get to that part in the book, it's hard to imagine, but it's important that we remember. But it's also important to remember how far we've come, and that people do, and we all have the capacity to change. So, all right, I'll keep going now that I've taken a deep breath. Big Tony's hard work paid off. He earned a Gold Glove Award for his ability to catch fly balls in the outfield, even at night. He also earned 3 Silver Bat Awards and was invited to play in 8 All-Star games. Soon, the fans changed how they felt about Big Tony, And instead of booing him, they began cheering for him. America changed too. Big Tony no longer had to sit in the back of the bus or fish on the other side of the river. He could go into any hotel or gas station, and it was no longer legal to discriminate against people because of the color of their skin. Let's give a round of applause. I get choked up because it's just hard for me to imagine that people at one point treated my dad that way. Like, it's amazing. Moving on. In 1971, during a game in Oakland, California, Big Tony dove for a ball and badly hurt his knee. He never fully recovered from his injury and had to retire a few years later. Many people thought this was the end of his baseball career. No hay problema. After he retired as a player, Big Tony became a coach and helped the Minnesota Twins win 2 World Series championship titles. And after, And after coaching, he continued working for the team, doing various jobs such as public relations and radio broadcasting. You know, he's the only one that was on all 3 World Series teams. And after he retired, and after 1991, they have him back. Do you think there's a coincidence there? I don't know. All right. I think we're on this page now, yeah. Through all his trials and tribulations, Big Tony worked hard and kept a positive attitude. No matter how difficult the road ahead was, he never gave up. And when people told him to quit, he refused. When people were mean to him, he was nice to them in return. All of this paid off when at the age of 72, old Tony was honored with a life-size bronze statue in front of Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. In 2014, some of old Tony's close friends and neighbors led a Vote Tony Yo campaign to get him inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. They, as well as thousands of his fans, worked hard and spent a lot of time on the campaign. They were sure he would make it. However, he missed getting in by a single vote. They were heartbroken. Seeing their disappointment, old Tony said, "I am so sorry because I feel like I have let all of you down. Pero no hay problema. As you can see, I have the greatest family, friends, and fans in the world, and for that I am grateful, and I cannot ask for anything more." Now, here's a little fun fact. I originally wrote this book in 2020, and that was the end of the book. A year later, we got a phone call, and I was like, I need to update the book. But I also said, I don't know how to get, like, I don't have a publisher. I don't have illustrators. Like, I don't know how to do it. Like, I don't know, so I needed help. So we'll go to the phone call now next. Where are we at? There it is. 7 years later, on December 5th, 2021, once again, old Tony was surrounded by his family and friends while he waited to hear the results of the National Hall of Fame vote. In the book, you'll read in the preface of the book, like the whole backstory of how, I'm like, why are we even here? Why are we doing this? He hasn't had a hit since 1976. Like, he didn't get in last time, he's not getting in this time. Like, I had given up. He hadn't ever given up. And they tell you that if you don't get a phone call by about 4:45, like, you're not in. Because they tell the Hall of Fame, the inductees, before it's announced. That's how you can get all the reaction videos, is they tell them before it's announced. And so, it's like 4:35. We're like, yeah, okay, let's just, call it a night, play some Uno. Well, at 4:38 p.m., and I know this because I checked the timestamp on my photos from that evening, at 4:38 p.m. Central Standard Time, his telephone rang. "Hello? Is this Tony Oliva?" the voice on the phone asked. "Yes, it is," Tony replied. The room fell silent, everyone straining to hear the caller's next word. "This is Jane Clark from the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. I'm calling to let you know you've been elected. Congratulations." This time, instead of disappointment, everyone's eyes filled with tears of joy. The room erupted in applause and celebration, and against all odds, Tony had never lost hope that this day would come. From working on a farm in the Cuban countryside to receiving the greatest honor in Major League Baseball, Tony Oliva had made it into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Today, Tony still works for the Minnesota Twins in broadcasting, public relations, and, quote unquote, anything else they tell me to do. He lives outside of Minneapolis with his wife, my mother, Gordette. And that is the amazing story of Tony Oliva.
Hello. Thank you, Rick. We're going to give everyone a moment to stretch. So you know how there's the 7th inning stretch. What happens during the 7th inning stretch? We have prepared a slide in case, and I have some helpers, Omar and Maria, if you can come up. So I don't know, fun fact, Rick read 17 pages of text to you. So instead of the 7th inning stretch, we're going to have the 17-page stretch. All right, so you're gonna, that was funny. I thought that was funny or clever. All right. You know, you laugh for Jane's fan joke, but you didn't really seem to really into my clever pun. But that's okay, that's okay. And I think if it's Marshall here, Marshall, oh, are you, we're going to have a little piano accompaniment for this. So if everyone can stand up, we're going to stretch. We're going to get ready for the Q&A, but we're going to just... You can be seated.
Maybe it's a privilege to be here. This is a pastor here. Think anything I say, you have to believe it.
Oh my goodness. Well, what a treat. Let me, I know this man needs no introduction, but we're going to say it anyway, aren't we? Okay. So you've already heard Rick's introduction. Well, Tony Oliva is a Cuban former professional baseball player and coach who played his entire 15-season Major League Baseball career as an outfielder and a designated hitter for the Minnesota Twins. Known for his exceptional hitting, he was the 1964 American League Rookie of the Year, an 8-time All-Star, a 3-time American League batting champion, and was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 2022. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you, thank you.
Man. Well, it's already been such an amazing day already, hasn't it? I'm just delighted to have this time to interview you guys, ask you some questions. We know that Park Avenue has been a part of your life for a long time, but Tony, maybe tell us a little bit, even though we recognize your face, how did you and Gordette start coming to Park Avenue?
She started first.
She started first,
Yeah.
okay.
Back in 1964.
1964.
Yeah. In 1967, I started coming and sitting with her regular here because my first couple of years, I don't speak any English. I still don't speak English too well. For
It's
this
pretty good.
day, I don't speak any. Yeah, I have a good friend, Mexicans, and ball play, no ball player, Mexican people who live here in Minnesota, and he invited me to go to the Basilican Church, the Catholic
Basilica.
Church. This is the first couple of years I went to the Basilica. Yeah, after that, when I met my honey in 1964.
You met your honey in 1964.
1968, 67, 68, I come regular here after now. Hanneman was the pastor in those days. He was like my babysitter too, you know.
Babysitter?
Yeah, because sometimes, you know, when you're young, you need people to help you a lot, and that was a special mentor for us.
That was Pastor
too.
Heineman? Oh,
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
Dr. Hanneman.
Yeah.
And all of that, when we come here to this church back in 1968, we feel like home, for me anyway.
Okay.
Because the first couple of years, I work in the South, you know, in Florida, and Georgia, and Tennessee, all over, you know, it was all different. It's different. People here in Minnesota who born here, back in those days, they don't have any idea how difficult it was for the black people to live in the South. Sometimes when the people say, well, I like, you know, that it's not that way. Yeah, that was that way. Because back in 1962, 61, 62, 63, 64, I was for Minnesota Twins in the big league. In the big league. And we go to Orlando, Florida, and in spring training, we had to stay in different places. You know, different hotels, different restaurants, everything was different.
Yeah, different hotels from the white players. Yeah.
And you know, and you come to Minnesota, since you come to Minnesota, you're in the same place.
Same
you know, go to the
places.
church together, go to restaurant. Everything was different. I feel like I was at home.
Yeah, that's
See,
wonderful.
that's a really special place for me, for
Yes.
my wife, for my family.
That's amazing. Yes, thank you. And yes, like Pastor Jennifer said, this is home for
Well,
you and home for us.
People
So,
sometimes take stuff for granted, but the only way you know if you have a chance to live with that.
Right.
I think I experienced that. You know, when my son went to Cuba back in 1987,
87, yeah.
he got experience what I went through, you know, to play baseball. You know.
Yes. And so Rick, just coming to you, why is this book so important right now, you think?
Well, I think the book is important right now just because we live in a time where a lot of people, they give up hope, right? And they see, at the first sign of adversity, a lot of times we want to give up. You know, I'll think of it in terms of like my experience as a youth baseball coach. We get kids that, oh, I didn't make the top level team, I'm no good, I'm going to give up, instead of like, well, that's going to inspire me to work harder, right? And so I used my dad's example, and I would tell that to the kids that I was coaching. I'd say, he was released from the team, he was fired. And then he worked his rear end off, got back on the team, and then, you know, the rest is history, right? He had this storied career, became a Major League Baseball player, and made it to the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Also, you know, anything, you know, things with you know, immigration or language barriers or any of those types of things, it's like he lived it. He showed us the path to get through that.
Yeah, and it's so good to know what it was like Tony said, what it was like then. I think sometimes we forget. It's like you said, we can't imagine. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
So Tony, you're an 8-time All-Star, 3-time batting champ, you're an amazing batter. How did you get to be such a great hitter?
You know something? I blame every center one, the number one.
You blame number one up there, the man upstairs, so to
I
speak?
think God did it for me.
You think God made you a great hitter?
I believe it. I believe it
Okay.
because I come here to America. Yeah, I see all the facility. Yeah, every little thing the people go through, you know, to put the kid, teaching the kid to do that, all the stuff. I don't have another like that in Cuba.
Right?
Yeah, I come from the country.
Yeah.
You know, from the country, you know, the farm. You know, what's that many kids around? You see, only a few kids around there, and you get together and play a slow pitches. We play most of the time slow pitches. I start play a little bit more organized. I never play high school ball. I never play college ball. I don't play nothing. Only every Sunday baseball. but I have my special attitude. I think that God gave me, believe it was special because I think I can do it. I don't care who was pitching. I know I can hit it, you know.
So it's
Yeah,
that confidence,
yeah,
right?
I can do also those
Yeah.
things. Yeah, practice.
Practice.
After I, achieve what I want to achieve.
But did I hear also that you used to pay your little brothers to try to strike you out?
Yes. Yeah. Hey, I wish he's here. He lives here in Minneapolis now. When he was about 9 years old, those Cuban kids, when they 8 or 9 years old, already they throw hard because we've been throwing rocks, we've been throwing everything since we little
You're
kids.
strong.
Yeah, I tell my little boy here, hey, I give you a nickel. If you
give you a
struck me
nickel.
out, if you struck me out, a nickel in those days was a lot of money. You can go to the,
Right.
to the corner and buy, the candy and buy that stuff. Hey, he throw to me a whole bunch of little, we make a little tiny balls, Or we need to sing,
Major balls.
we can make it to play. And he get tired. You never get tired swinging. But anyway, in the end, I give you the money anyway.
That's
because
incredible.
Always, I have a little money in my pocket. Always. I believe in that.
I want to add one thing to what he said is his attitude, though, and this is something that I learned. One of the great things about doing this book is I actually interviewed him for a couple of hours, and I have all this great video of me asking him questions. And I remember one of the things I'd asked him a long time ago that said, how do you tell someone if they're going to go hit Roger Clemens or Nolan Ryan or one of these pitchers, like how do you hit those types of pitchers, especially if you're a rookie? He says, hitting the pitcher, you hit the ball. He says, watch the ball and hit the ball. But then the other thing I asked him more recently, then we got into a little bit more, is he said, I don't care, and so this is the attitude that you have to go in with if you want to exceed in, I think, anything, is sometimes we're scared, like, oh, don't call on me, don't ask me, oh, the game's on the line, don't hit the ball to me, I don't want to be responsible for family. He'd say, no, I want the ball. If the game is on the line, I want the ball. If we need a hit, I want to be in the batter's box. And he'd say, I don't care who's pitching, I think I'm better than them. I'm not going to strike out.
It's incredible. So on that, Tony, you've won 3 Silver Slugger Awards, right? Which is amazing. But you also have a Golden Glove, right?
Well, I'm so proud.
So why are you so proud? Why? Tell us why you're so proud of that Golden Glove for fielding.
Because I was so bad.
You were so bad.
Well, in Cuba, I played baseball, but like I tell you, I grew up in the country and that. I don't play high school, I don't play nothing. I only play in the country. But I never played night game.
I never played night games.
Yeah,
Okay.
coming here to the United States, man, I see the ball, hit to me, a fly ball, say, I got it. Ooh.
That's tough,
And
yeah.
sometimes I say, I got it, hit a ground ball. And there used to be another ball player here, remember Frank Willis?
Yeah, Frank Willis.
We played the same thing. When the ball was hit for me, hit to right field, Frank played second and sometimes short. He keep it running. He know that ball going to have a good chance to go by me, I sit on the ground and sometimes the ball, I don't know, for some kind of way go through my leg.
Right through the legs, yeah.
But, I catch a lot of ground ball, and since those people, the coaches, they see, and the players like Camilo Pascual, Pedro Ram, Julio Becker, those guys who was from us, they can see that they want to get better, Yeah, so I can play, I want to be like him, this is a great ball player. And they hit some extra balls to me. I used to get so many balls, so many
I
fly
heard you
balls, get
practiced for hundreds of hours.
Yes,
Hundreds of
you
hours.
have to if you want to get that level. I don't want to be only hitting.
Yeah.
I want to be somebody. You see, God gave me go. I was able to run good and throwing good.
Yeah.
When the boys was in the line, I want the people hit the ball to me to right field to show up. The guy, a lot of times they turn and throw, and the people waiting for him at home plate. I used to be, I have practice a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. But that was through
That's
work.
awesome.
Yeah.
You're like, don't
Well,
hit
that's
me, I'm gonna throw you out.
But also surprised, not only that the Golden Glove, surprising myself to play, when I played in big league, on so many great ball players in those days, you know, the Mickey Mantle, all those guys was in the big league. Yeah, I win the champion battle the first year. But I win the second year too. I was the only one to do that in
Yes.
the history of baseball.
That's right,
You see.
exactly.
And still, 60 years later, still is the only one.
So, repeat that again, Rick. So, your dad
So
was
yeah,
the
so
only
he
one
won.
who-
He won the Silver Bat Award his first 2 years. So he was the first one, the only one that had ever done that. Didn't Ichiro do that
He
lately?
did it 37 years later.
Yeah,
Okay.
37 years later, Ichiro did that.
One time.
Yeah, so it's only happened.
2 times back to back.
Yeah.
Okay, back to back batting champs. Yes, that's incredible. Yes. All right. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, the stats are really incredible, and I know all of you who know Tony, you know, if you want to listen to a story, he's got a million of them. So, but moving back to you, Rick, now, what are your hopes for this book? What do you kind of see for the future of this?
So the next thing that I'm hoping to do with the book is have it translated into Spanish. So I'm working with a local Spanish immersion school to see if that's a project that they would like to take on. I think that they're on board, so we have to finalize some of those details. So the idea is we make this a community project of translating into Spanish, because my real hope, and it was really important that I named my grandparents and all of my aunts and uncles in Cuba, that they were represented in this book. But they can't read it. Most of them don't speak English. So I want to have a version of this book that they can read, and that, you know, kids in Latin America can also enjoy if English isn't their first language. The other thing, and we're going to announce it today, and actually the narrator, he was here. I don't know if he's still here. Mr. Dick Bergstrom, are you here? Wave your hand. So a very good friend of mine has agreed to help me create an audiobook version of this story. So my goal was always, I said, this isn't my story. This is my dad's story. Everybody should be able to hear my dad's story. Now, it costs money to make books, so we can't give them all away for free because, you know, we got to pay the publisher. We got to pay Hannah. And so, but, you know what's free is YouTube. And so my Christmas gift to the world is going to be, I'm going to work with Mr. Dick Bergstrom. He's already given me a first draft. We're going to make some revisions. This December, we're going to release an audiobook version of it on YouTube that everybody can enjoy for free. So if they want to hear my dad's story, they can.
That's beautiful. Thank you. That's a true gift. Thank you. Well, how can people purchase the book? I know a lot of people already have their copies already, but if they wanted to get another one, how could they do that? And yeah, keep up with you.
Yeah, so the book's available. It's on my website, rickoliva.com, also amazon.com. There's also a limited edition version, you know, some inside baseballs, pun intended, is that to get licensing to use Twins logos, it was like this whole other process, and I'm limited in how I can sell those. And so there are a few of those limited edition ones that will be at Twins Fest when I'm there in January. But yeah, Amazon is the easiest one because people are usually on there, and if you have Prime, it's like, they ship it out pretty fast. So that's where the book is available. So if you're writing it down, rickoliva.com, RICOLIVA, no K in there.
Awesome. Tony, do you want to say anything else before we wrap up?
Well, I think I almost covered everything, but thank you again, and I don't have enough words to tell you guys how I'm feeling. Plus, when he told me he would write the books, the first thing I said, are you crazy? But I enjoy it very much. After he wrote this book and be here today, I have a chance to see all my bodies here. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully everybody have a good Thanksgiving and
Yes.
Christmas and everything, and we can enjoy ourselves.
Indeed. Well, will you join me in thanking Rick and Tony Oliva?
Thank you. Thank you so much. What's next after this? More, we're going to announce that? We'll just set it.
Thanks. And if you want some more hot dogs, we have plenty, I hear. So head back to the gathering room and help yourself. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, and definitely books and autographs will still be available.